So How to Train Your Dragon first released in 2010 by DreamWorks. And we know DreamWorks has a decent amount of trilogies like Kung Fu Panda, Shrek and Madagascar. And realistically, in my opinion, How to Train Your Dragon is DreamWorks' best trilogy. So How to Train Your Dragon takes place in the Viking era but with dragons. The first movie starts out with our main character Hiccup, who is basically a skinny little kid who wants to kill a dragon to get a girlfriend. Like bro, you have no better reason. And he basically explains that killing a dragon is everything for the Vikings. And oh, his dad is the chief.
No, it's who I am, Dad.
Oh, yeah. Many things, Hiccup.
So you're telling me this 360 pound that made this toothpick right here? So he ended up running into an injured Night Fury dragon, a dragon that no one ever caught.
I have brought down this mighty beast!
And as you can tell by this guy's face, he's not gonna kill this dragon, so he ended up taming him and naming him Toothless. He also made him a new wing to help him fly. And as this guy is learning all these things about the dragons, he applied them to the battlefield. Come on, bruh. Did you really have to do that in front of Astrid, huh? So Astrid ended up following this guy because she wanna see how bro became so nice with these dragons. And my boy Toothless ended up showing up. So Hiccup and Toothless took on a ride. And I guess this is where Astrid finds out dragons aren't as bad as she thought and gains some respect for my boy Hiccup. So Hiccup has this fight with a dragon, and this is where he was about to reveal to everybody that he can tame dragons. But his dad ruined that. But it's okay because my boy Toothless pulled up. But they ended up capturing him and taking him. And of course this is where Hiccup's father ended up disowning him.
You're not a Viking. You're not my son.
And long story short, Hiccup's father and his men pulls up to a hole filled with dragons and just starts fighting all of them. But one thing my boy didn't know was these dragons wasn't scared of him. They were scared of something else. So you know my boy Hiccup and his new crew ended up saving the day. His father even apologized.
I'm sorry. For everything.
Yeah, so they ended up living happily ever after. And Hiccup's father and everyone else basically embraced the dragons. Yeah, and after the event that just took place, Hiccup has 1 foot now. Which is cool, I guess, because now him and Toothless have something in common. I think the first movie definitely has the best story of the three in my opinion. The second movie starts off with everyone dragon racing, basically showing how accepted dragons are now compared to last movie. And this man Hiccup ended up finding out that Drago, a power-hungry dragon chopper, has an army of dragons using a powerful mind-controlling device called the Dragon Stone. And Drago is basically the main villain of this movie, who basically wants to take over the world with his army of dragons. This man even ended up running into his long-lost mom.
This is what it is to be a dragon, Hiccup.
She's really a whole dragon whisperer. And his mom was taken by a dragon when Hiccup was just a baby. So they ended up pulling up on this man Drago in an attempt to free the dragons. Bro, relax. My boy Toothless ended up getting hypnotized and bro.
Dad! No!
Bro, he ain't gotta go like that. But honestly, I think this was probably the best time in the trilogy to write off his father. It was also expected because they just introduced the mom into the movie. And throughout the movie, they've been hinting at Hiccup being the chief of the village. Long story short, they ended up giving this man Drago the business. Toothless went super sane on these dudes. So that was How to Train Your Dragon 2. I think of all the 3 movies, this was definitely the peak of the trilogy. And finally, How to Train Your Dragon: A Hidden World, the 3rd and final movie of the franchise. This movie was flat out amazing. The whole plot of this movie is basically after a year, Toothless meets a female Night Fury and falls in love. They ended up finding a hidden world where the dragons originated from. One thing I love about this movie is the villain, Grimmel. I think he's probably the best villain in the 3 movies. See, he believes that dragons are dangerous and wants to kill them. But he specifically wants to kill Toothless. So at the end of the movie, Hiccup and Toothless saves the dragons. And the saddest part of this movie is both of them going their separate ways and starting their own families. I personally think this was the perfect ending for the How to Train Your Dragon trilogy. Yeah, but this is probably one of the greatest animated trilogies. I also think one of the trilogies that's working its way to be one of the best is Spider-Man.